Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today we'll be discussing what happened to Aunt Marge, the rather unpleasant relative of the Dursleys. As the older sister to Vernon Dursley, Harry's uncle by marriage, Marjorie Eileen Dursley was known to Harry Potter since he was a child as simply Aunt Marge. Due to his actual blood relation in the Dursley family being Vernon's wife, Petunia, who was the older sister of Harry's mother Lily, the fact that Harry was made to call Marge his aunt was a bit of an affront in itself. After all, she was completely terrible to Harry, being an extremely prejudiced and outspoken woman who believed Harry's parents had been useless, unemployed individuals rather than the brave witch and wizard that they were, a fact she liked to bring up to Harry all the time. Now, considering that Aunt Marge would insult Harry and his dead parents on a consistent basis during her visits to the Dursley home, it's no wonder that Harry would lose his temper with her on just about every trip she made to number 4 Privet Drive. And of course, from the beginning of the series, we see what happens when Harry gets lost in his emotions, especially extreme emotions. Seemingly inexplicable things would happen. For example, when Harry accidentally made the glass on the snake exhibit disappear at the zoo after he became angry with Dudley. Although odd at the time, as we progressed through the Philosopher's Stone, we came to know that these supposed oddities were actually Harry's magical abilities unintentionally coming out. In the case of the glass at the zoo, Harry wasn't even aware that he was a wizard at the time and therefore didn't recognize the event as being magical. But by the time we meet Aunt Marge in the Prisoner of Azkaban, we're well aware of what can happen when Harry experiences intense emotion. And so, as Aunt Marge hurls insult after insult at Harry about his deceased parents and their supposed inadequacies, she aggravates him to the point that he blows her up like a large barrage balloon. But at this point in the series, Harry has only completed 2 years of his magical education at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and presumably would have had no idea how to cast a spell that would inflate Aunt Marge to the size of a gigantic balloon. Not to mention the fact that using magic underage outside of Hogwarts was against the rules. So what exactly happened? Did Harry unintentionally use a spell on her, or was her inflation simply a result of uncontrolled magic bursting out of Harry? As it happens, it seems that in his anger, Harry did in fact cast a spell, the Inflating Charm, although entirely by accident. The Inflating Charm, sometimes also referred to as a jinx, does exactly as the name suggests. It inflates the person or creature that gets hit with the spell. The typical incantation of the charm is Inflatus, which is Latin for inflate. And although it may seem inexplicable that Harry would have been able to cast this charm without saying the incantation, we learn much later on in the Harry Potter series that non-verbal spells became the norm for most witches or wizards after they have mastered the ability to cast a spell without saying it aloud. This means that it's entirely logical that, fueled by extreme emotion, Harry was able to cast the Inflating Charm without speaking. In an attempt to cover up Harry's magical mishap, 2 members from the Ministry of Magic's Accidental Magic Reversal Squad were sent to number 4 Privet Drive to deal with the incident. Upon arrival, the Ministry agents then safely returned Marge to the ground and restored her to her regular shape. Following this, they wiped her memory of the incident, and she was taken to her home and put to bed. And with that, we've come to the end of another video. What did you think? Do you agree with me? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.